right. As Ron says, good morning, Craps family. How's everybody doing on the Monday morning here? We are just days away from the big event, from Craps for the Cure 2025. I can't wait. Can't wait to get it over with. Frankly, I always get so stressed out during this time of year when it's time for the event. It just, there's so much that happens. You know what I mean? It's like the prep for it is a lot, and like get my brain right for it is a lot. So like when it's there, I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, oh, thank God. I can relax a little bit. So we're getting close to the point where we can relax a little bit. But yeah, we got a couple shows this week to come ahead of that. So anyway, let's jump in here. Today we're going to talk about the Skill and Luck Mustang. I'm going to do it at a little higher level today because people ask for things at, you know, all betting levels. We showed it initially at the Bubble Craps level. Today we're going to go bigger. So when we go bigger today, when we filter our conversation through the bridge, consider bankroll. Right? Bankroll is the big thing here. This strategy is going to be a tie a lot kind of a strategy. Bankroll need for this is big. You'll see in a minute. I think it's probably important for you to really, again, filter what you think looks good, sounds good, seems good on TV with what's actually good for you. And that really comes down to your bank. I think the most important thing here is bankroll. Understanding your bankroll, to me, of all the tenets of the bridge, it's one of the most important things, because I think a lot of people play outside of their bankroll capability in two ways. One is they don't have enough money to play what they're trying to play. And two, they expect their bankroll to do so much that it's impossible. You can't bring, you know, $500, play a thing like this and expect to walk out of there with $5,000. It just doesn't happen, right? So being honest about what's possible, right? Understanding your appetite or aversion to risk is important, because again, you can or can't play certain things that don't match that. If you don't match up with that, your brain's going to fight you, right? It'll eliminate your ability to identify time to leave, time to play. It kills your discipline, and your goals go out the window. So I think all these things, to me, really combine together to make the complete player, right? And the complete player that makes less mistakes, that has the proper expectations and knows all the stuff, is got a better chance, right? That's all we always say. All right, here we go. Look where we are, guys. We're like my birthday is what, 4 days away now, September 12th. I'll be there on the 11th, actually flying on the 11th, Thursday night late. Friday night the 12th and Saturday night the 13th, we have a private table for myself, for the crew, and for all the attendees of the event at Palace Station. So we'll have a couple hours of live play. We're going to film that live play, and you'll get to watch it live the next morning before the show starts, which is really kind of cool. Tickets still available, of course. They're $100 each. If you get $100, you get one of these wristbands that I'm wearing right here. This gets you to the table. It gets you into the event, and only people who come to the event get the wristband. So that's kind of working. We also have a cool like hat, and I think there's not a shirt, there's a hat, there's other stuff, there's chips and all kind of cool things for you. So yeah, if you're gonna come. If you're gonna be in Vegas that weekend, come. David put a show out yesterday where he was talking about, not a show, he was talking to the crew. Vegas rates are cheap right now. Like Vegas is panicking a little bit because the economy kind of sucks a little bit, hasn't done the rebound we'd hoped for, right? So it's still kind of here. And Vegas has honestly priced itself out of the market for most people, right? They targeted the high rollers, and that's it. And guess what? They aren't coming either. So you can get a room now for $12-15 a night at at some of the Caesars properties. So they want you there. So if you want to come, last minute flight, last minute ticket, come hang out for $100, right? We'll and if you want to stay at Palace, I got you a 25% discount. So if you want to still come, it's not too late. Trust me. Other opportunities for you to help out are funding the dogs, right? You can fund their training, you can fund their needs, you can buy them food, you can buy them college, you can buy them mats to lay on, whatever the dogs need, we can buy each of those things. If you go to crapsforthecure.com, you'll see there's a link there called Fund the Dogs that you can buy their actual stuff, which is awesome. And of course, you can buy the big ticket items as well. So far, we've raised, and this is numbers wrong, this should be $39.79. I miscounted here. We're at 8% of the way there. So we're about $4,000 heading into the event. I'd love to see us hit the 5,000 mark before then. So if it's in your heart to go ahead and drop a couple of bucks on the dogs before we go, great time to get it done. Go buy a bag of dog food. Everybody goes and buys a bag of dog food before Friday. That'd be fantastic. All right. So there it is. There's the event. We'll see. We're going to do a little bit more on that this week. Matter of fact, Wednesday, I'm going to do the whole show just on the event. We're going to go through the schedule and everything else. But between now and Wednesday, get out there and get it done. Dice Dr. Dan says, and this is going to be about the Vegas comment, it's interesting. Less visitors, but better gambling revenue. Why is that? Are gamblers coming because it's so cheap? Like, Vegas kind of priced itself away from the regular gambler. They're like, hey, bring the high rollers and here's, come buy a $500 show ticket and pay $200 a night plus your parking fee, plus your resort fee, plus, the $200 a plate dinners. That's what they're doing or what they've done. And there's really don't care about the gambling. I think the gambling is coming back as being a primary focus, right? So maybe all of us little guys that are going to come out there and buy in for our, $500, $750, $1,000 and play our $10 games, we might save that town. David's been talking a lot about not an official thing, but like a players union, right? When we get the app done, he's talked a lot about this, about like, hey, in the app that we're running, the Nexus app, you'll be able to do like a Facebook thing. Like, hey, find me all the people who like craps, who buy in for $500, who play a $10 game, right? Find me all the Baccarat players who who play $100 a hand. Like find like-minded people, right? Like Facebook does, but for gamblers. But we'll be able to search and find and create this kind of friend group kind of thing. But all of us together, right, as the players union, will have some say. Like that's the thing that I think is going to start coming through is that players want to come and play. They don't want the $100 baked potato. I think that's going to start doing some of this. I really believe that there's power in numbers to some degree, not to the full degree that we think it is, but there's a little bit of power there. And I think Vegas may turn it a little bit. We'll see. Yeah, Wizard Luke, good morning from the no gambling state of Georgia. But you can drive in a couple directions, right? You can get to North Carolina. You can get to Florida and get some gambling. It depends on where you live in Georgia, I guess. But here in Washington, we have gambling on tribal lands only. So you can only be obviously at those casinos, and they're very spread out. So there's not like a place to go where you can get a bunch of gambling in, and you can't sports bet unless you're there. So that kind of sucks for us. But anyway, yeah, with NFL starting, not being able to sports bet really sucks. So all right, here we go. As you know, we're working on changing the name of the channels. So this channel will still always be called Casino Gaming TV. It's the other channel that I run, the Pro Craps channel, but I want to change away from being pure craps. I want to go into all the games and do dealing and playing and all the kind of things, right? So I'm right now between these two names, Casino Gaming Central, Casino Gaming Lab. I feel like it's a very educational channel, right? I teach how shit works, how, the math works. I teach, the gambling psychology stuff, right? So it feels like, and then we do a lot of strategy testing, right? So and I do my own work. I do my own, my working on my throw. Lab feels right to me, more than Central. Although Casino Gaming Central sells the wrong word, but sells the community aspect of it. Like we are centralized, we're a hub. I want that channel to be a hub for us, for the Players Union. That's where the Players Union would gather at the CG Central, right? That feels right to me on that respect. So I'll put it out to a vote here, and we'll just see what in the comments section, of course, tell me what you like best. I'll put an official poll out there on the website at some point, though, too, and we'll talk about where we're going. I've got a guy who's doing designs for both, so I have new logos coming for both, and that'll be probably done when we're back from Perhaps for the Cure a week or so later. I'll make the channel name change. So anyway, just kind of food for thought about that. How long you can the $100 pre-sale? You can you can come the day of. I mean, if you want to come on Saturday morning at 9:55 and drop me a $100 bill, you can come to the event. There's no time limit. Just come on out there and get in. Hey, Wattage Live, Scraps here. Good morning. Yeah, the minute that we're open, you can come in. I'm not going to put any limit on that at all. We've got, by the way, at Craps for the Cure, if you've been to Casino Quest, and raise your hand if you have been, there's a back room there where there's they have the big dealer area where they train dealers. They have the back part where they train players, the Casino Quest and the retail shop. There's a set of double doors and behind the double doors is where they film all the Craps videos. There's a couch back there. There's a couple of old slot machines back there. That's where we're going to be. We're going to be back in that section. So we'll have the doors closed behind us, which will make for better sound. We're We're not going to have the ancillary noise from the rest of the place bugging us, which is great. We won't bug them either. And we have our own whole thing. So it's going to be great back there. So yeah, you'll love it. If you can get out there, everybody. I would love to have you. I'd love to have a full room. We're going to have, as a special guest, by the way, I got two. Well, I'll tell you a little bit. Yesterday, we locked in Nick Fava from Ellis Island, who was there last year. Great guy, super knowledgeable. He's going to be with us. And we have a veteran who's one of the Veterans Moving Forward recipients. He's going to bring his dog that was trained for him. He's going to talk about that whole process. Like, what was it like to get the dog? How did they train together? What can the dog do? His experiences, that kind of thing. So that's going to be a fantastic part of the show this year that we've never had before. So I'm really looking forward to that. All right, let's move ahead. And we're talking about Skill's Mustang. So we did this last week with Skill on the radio here, and I'm gonna break down. I'm gonna go move my stuff. I'm gonna go to the table view here, and we're gonna look at what the Mustang is. Okay, the Mustang is these bets on the right side. I'm gonna bring out my my rack here. Okay, this takes at the $15 level, $500 to get out. Okay. At the Bubble Craps level, which is what Skill created it for, it's $45 for the base bet. It's still about $100 a hand, okay? But you got to 5x everything to get to the $15 table because the field bet is what drives it all. The field bet is $3 on the Bubble Craps. It's $15 here. So here's 400. I think it's 490 is what it actually is. 490 is right here in my rack. Let's set it up. I'll show you how this thing sets up. First things first is going to be 2.25 on the don't pass. 225 in the don't. That's an important number because you'll see everything else kind of adds up. Okay. 225 in the don't. Once we have a point, here's what happens. You're going to place the 6 and the 8 for $30 each. Now, the point is a 6 or 8. We don't do that. We go to the 5, okay? Or the 9, whatever you want to do. But let's just say that the point's 5. 6 or 8 for $30 each. Then what you do is you hop the point for the one combination that has the 1 in it on this side. If it's over here, it's the combination with the 6 on it. So if it's the 5, you're going to hop the 415. I'll put the hop back here where the lay bet normally goes. I don't have a hops on my table, but that's where it's going to go. You hop that point. Okay. Why? Because 15 times 15 is 225. This hop covers this bet here. This is a 1-for-1. That's the idea. That covers it perfectly. Okay. The next thing we do is a field bet at $15, and we do a $35 come bet. I've got enough money here to do 5 come bets. There's 1, 2, 3. There's 4 more $35 come bets. So I've got enough to go every number with a come bet. So I have enough money to cover 5 total come bets, 1 in action, 4 in arrears, and I have $10 sitting here in my rack. Okay, extra. That's $490. Here's the $500. Okay, you can use this if you want to cover the 11 on the come out. You might need an extra $100 to kind of replace the field on some losses, whatever. This is the way that we go. Okay, it's a lot of money. It's $500 to get all this out. It's $225. It's $275. 275, 300, 400, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. 490 to get out of here. Okay, so it's not cheap. That's why I've got 4 other purple chips sitting here to run it 5 times. That's the Mustang at the $15 level. So it's not for the faint of heart. Again, Skill and Luck Dylan designed it for bubble craps. But people say, how do you scale that thing up? Here's how you scale things up. And you got to go by the smallest bet you can make at table minimum. So the original play was a $3 field that drove everything. This one, to get to a $15 table, 3 times 5 is 15, so every bet gets multiplied by 5. That's how you scale stuff up. Dr. S, yes, you hop every roll. The field basically covers the hop. So if the 5 doesn't win, the field probably did. The field covers the hop, right? So you've got the 6 or 8 covered, right? 5, 6, 8 in the field. If it's not a 6 or 8 or a 5, the field wins. Replace the hop. The field's here to cover the hop. The hop's here to cover the don't. The come is here to cover the 6 and 8, and hopefully you catch a little bit of a run. In the early days, you're going to tie. Everything works out. Dylan works things out to the penny, where everything works out essentially perfect. The one hole, the big hole, come out. The come out play is where you get bonked. So let's put all this back in the rack. I'm going to put everything back in here again. I'm going to put, let's see, the 6 and 8 will go here. The field will go here. The hop will go here. There's all the money that we need except for the don't pass. Bam. All right, let's go to the bigger view of the table here. We should be able to do that, I think. All right, there we go. All right, I'll move this out of the way. And there will be potentially some money over here on the hard ways. If the point becomes a 6 or 8, we might take the hard ways as well. I might need more than $500 per shooter. I think I've got the calculations right, but let's find out how we do. Here we go. And I want you to think about a couple of things if we do this. Again, does your bankroll allow you to do this? Because to do this right, you need $2,500. You can't do this less than 5 times. So you need $2,500 to get there, I think. If you're on a cruise ship, all that action counts, right? So you got a $500 average bet size. Everything kind of counts. There's a little bit of cancellation with the hopping, but really everything is live. So from a cruise ship, let me get some comps play. I could see you bringing $2,500 on night 1 and doing this for 3 or 4 hours, maybe earning that free cruise early and then playing your regular way the rest of the time. Here we go. Let's come out. I'm not going to play the yo in the come out, although I could. Okay. You could put a $15 yo out here to cover this. Matter of fact, you could do a $20 yo. Right. I might do it at 20. That way, if the yo comes, you win 300, you win $75. Maybe. Here we go. Let's come out. Let's play it naked the first couple times. If we think we need to, we'll go over here. All right. And again, there's no 7, and here's the 11, right? So again, I think at this level, my gut tells me let's put $20 over here, right? My gut tells me $20 over here. So we lose $225. Okay. What I'm going to do with this, I'm going to take another $500 chip out of my rack. We're going to reset the whole board. Okay. Instead of trying to like monkey with it, we're going to say that shooter was a loss at $225. I'm going to take a new $500 out. I'm going to put $225 over here as my losses. So we know we're down $225 on shooter 1. I'm just going to log it over here. We lost the come out. This is a new shooter. So we're going to have to replace that. Okay. Just kind of try to get the rack right. 7. Shooter number 2 loses $225. Now, we're going to go and put $225 up here again. So that's twice in the come out we got burned. I'll take another $500 out of here. So now we're on our third shooter. We're down basically a full shooter. Let's try it again. Who can find the hole faster than me, right? All right, we're on a 6. We got a point. Hey, look, we got a point. Now we'll go out. Let's play it up. All right, we're going to go with a $35 in the come. We're going to go $15 in the field. We're going to go $15 on the hopping 5-1 up here. We'll put it up there. Actually, I'll put it up on the puck. That's a good place for the hops. Hops on the puck. 5-1 is being hopped. Okay. We're going to do a $30 8, a $25 5, a $15 hard 6, and 15. I think 15 times 45 will get us there. Actually, 10. That's not going to be enough. It's going to be. This needs to be probably 30, I think. But for now, we'll do 15. It'll cover part of it. So 15 would be, what that would be 9, 45, 90, 135. That's part of it. Here we go. You ready? Here we go. Can we get back what we lost? There's a 7 out. Okay. Woo, baby. What happens on a 7 out? Let's count it all up. We win 225, right? How much did we lose out here? We lose all of this. I'm going to add this all up. Wow. How horrible was that, right? Actually, the $35 in the come actually gets paid. So we'll take money from the bank on the come. What else was out there was we lost $100 out there with everything else that we had. We won in the come. We won 2 1/4 on the dump, which is great because that gets us back one of our shots plus $35. All right. So we can take that 225 from our loss pile and really it gets back one of our nickels that we lost. So we're back with one of our shooters. All right. We'll put that over here. We'll get ourselves reset and let's hop on it. Make sure my money's back where I need it. There's that. There's $35 coming. I got to put all the dollars back now that we won that 225. So there's the $30 coming. There's the 6. There's the 8. There's the field. There's the hop, and here's the extra $10. All right, let's do it. We got one of our bullets is back. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the don't pass, Dustin. It should be. It's a don't pass. I put it in the wrong spot. That's a don't pass bet. All right, on the point of 9. My bad. I just not talking right. All right, on the 9, let's come back out. 6 and 8. We're gonna hop the 6-3. We're gonna get in the field. We're gonna come for $35, and that's it. Here we go. There's an 8. All right, so the come bet goes into the 8. The 8's going to come down and win $35, which is fantastic, right? That $35 just becomes the next come bet, and we come into the rack with our first little bit of money. And there's the 9. 639. So here's what happens. Check it out. We get paid in the field on the 9. Okay, that pays. We lose the don't pass for 225. However, the $15 hop pays that same 225 right back. So that's covered. $35 come bet goes into the 9. Now I have 2 come bets up here. The puck is off. The 6 is off. All this can come back to my rack. We'll leave the 225 out there. And we're safe. We're safe on the point being hit if it hits correctly like it was that time. 2 come bets are hot. The don't pass is hot. All right. And I lost the field, right? I lose the field. Oh, that's right. So let me take $15 out the rack. You're good. Thank you for that, for the correction. All right, here we go. There's a lot of moving parts to this one. So it's a lot to remember as you're playing it out. All right, coming out, we got a 7, which sucks. We lose all that. That's a terrible come out. All right, which also means we're now down 225. Plus 70, because those come bets just lost, right? That's our total losses is up here, all right? Our 6 is still here. We're going to reset and come out with a new $500. So basically, I'm taking a new $500 out of the rack. We're going to reset the business. And here we go, all right? And we got an 8 as the point. Cool. The 8 comes up. Fine. Coming for 35. We're going to hop the 6-2. We're going to grab the 9 as our next number. We're going to come into the field with 15. And I'll take $15 on the hard 8. And if I get more juice, we'll stack the hard 8 up. That's the setup. Everything's covered except for, I don't know. But at this point, I think you're okay. If the 4-4 comes, we got some money on that. If the 5-3 comes, that's really kind of the number we don't care about. The 5-3 is the one that's going to get us. 1-2 tree. All right, so the come bet loses $35. Field bet pays $15, which that comes down. The $15 in the field replaces the hop, so that's a wash, right? We just lost a come bet is what happened there. Oh, we want me to grab the 9 or the 5? It doesn't matter. There's the 6. Oh, 6 wins 35. 35 goes behind the 6. We lose the field. We lose the hop. Right? That pays $35. I'm going to pay it like this. Hop bet goes back. Field goes back. $5 comes back to the rack. Matter of fact, I'm going to put the $5 onto the 8. Now the 8's at $20. So that'll pay 91.80 over here. Oh, next come bet, sorry. Next come bet's in there. It goes to the 9. Come bet goes to the 9. Field pays $15. Lose the hop. Put the hop bet back. Next come bet. And that's our last come bet. We should have another one, but we lost it earlier. So, all right, we got a 7. All right, so that's cool, I suppose, right? The come bets fall. Actually, we're going to lose money. The come bets fall. The field falls. The hop falls. That pays $35. This pays $225. I've got $125, 125, 125, 140 out here. So our net there is the 225 minus the 140. So, all right, we're going to pay ourselves 225. I'll pay it from here, actually, from our loss pile. We'll reset the rack. And again, our 500 bucks is back because the way I'm doing that loss up there, that goes to the bank. Here we go. Let's do it again. Coming out naked again. 5. All right, we're on the 5. Let's get set back up. 5. We're going to go 6 and 8. Let me get my reds back over here. 15, 15. I took all the comeback money away. I didn't reset my rack right, so. There we go. All right, when I do the $500 thing, I got to reset the rack, and I forgot to. So, all right, coming for that. Field, hop, 6 and 8. Let's have more than one roll, huh? What do you think? It's a 5, and it's the 3-2-5, which is the worst possible scenario. So we hit the point. It's not a 1-4, so we lose this and we lose this, and the comeback goes up and the field loses. That was an absolute ass kicking on that one. That sucked. All right, 225 out the door. Let's break 500, and we're going to come back out here with 225 and 275 back to the rack. Oh, my God. Ugliness. Very ugliness. All right, here we go. Coming out. It's going to be an 8. Okay, we're to the 8. This will move to the 9. I'll take the nickel back over here. We're going to come. We need... Oh, I didn't reset the rack right, but that's okay. We'll take this quarter for 5 nickels. Get our field. We got our hop. And here we go. It's a 5-3. So again, worst possible case. Comeback goes to the 8. Hop bet loses. Don't pass loses. We hit the exact combination that we couldn't hit. The one way to lose, we found a way to hit the one way to lose. And puck's off, and now we're down again. So here's 225 one more time. Wow. Talk about finding every hole in the strategy, right? There's a 10. That's good for the don't. That's cool. And again, we'll hop. Take this quarter. We'll hop the 6-4. We're going to come again. We're getting the field. I need one more nickel for the field. Actually, I don't have a nickel, so we'll just keep 10 bucks out here. Still, we're getting killed here, right? That's a 5. All right, so it's off and on. That pays 35. Into the rack it goes. We'll make the field look right. And let's go. 549. Okay, so the 9's going to get paid. We come into the 9. That comes down and gets 35 bucks. The field wins 15. The hop loses. Hop goes back. We stay out here at 35. And we're back. All right. Set back up. Last comeback. We're going to get all the comeback set. And we'll be done. Give me something good. An 8 hard. Okay, cool. 8 comes down. Comeback goes up. $35 on that win, which is fantastic. We lose the field. We lose the hop. Both. Right? So I'm going to take this money here. I got to break one of the quarters down to get the hop right. And we still have an open space. So we're going to come one more time. Could do a $10 hard bet, and there's the $10 hard way, right? So again, we lose right as you say it, right? You lose it, you lose the hard way. So what happens here is this: hop bet loses, the don't pass loses again. The don't pass getting destroyed, right? Puck goes off, comeback goes to the 10. Field bet does win, which is who cares, right? And we're back to the rack. And here we are again, where we've lost every don't pass bet except for one, I think, right? We still have a point. The 6 hasn't been hit yet. Here we are. Everything is working, right? Do I go back out again? I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and go back out. We'll drop that and get, might as well keep playing it, right? There's 500. There's 2.25. Man, easy 9. There's the easy 9. All right, so that's cool. Point's going to be 9. The comeback gets paid on the come out, which is awful nice. It doesn't happen to us that often. Come back to the rack. Out into the come we go. Let's hop the 6-3. Let's get into the field. Come bet's going. And there's an 8. Easy 8. Okay. Lose, lose. Come bet comes down. Come bet goes up. $35. I'm going to pay it with reds. And that come back to the rack. There's the field. There's the hop. So you end up profiting $5 on that roll. We can keep on coming. Ace deuce. Lose the come. Win in the field. Lose the hop. The field win replaces the hop. Effectively, we lost the come bet. And there it goes. That's a hard 4. Come bet goes to the 4. Again, lose the hop. Pay the field. Hop bet goes back. And now there's no more coming. We have every number covered now, including the field, including this. And we got an easy 8, 5-3, easy 8. So we lose, lose, right? We win $35 on the 8. Field goes back, hop goes back, come back in again, $5 to the rack. A lot of work for $5 right there. A lot of work for $5 right there. There's a 5. Okay, same deal, right? Off and on. Those both lose. Get paid $35 on the come bet though, right? So that can come back to the rack. We're going to get 5, 15, 15, and 5. And we're going to keep on coming. So $15 on those last 3 rolls. You're not bringing a lot of money back here, but you got money cycling in here. And there's your 7. Okay, so you always have a good 7 here. All right, so all this comes down. All that time never hit a 6, by the way. Not 1 6. All this comes bye-bye. You get paid $35 here. You get paid 2 1/4 there. All this goes over here in the loss pile. Actually, I'm going to do the money correctly over here. We do owe ourselves another $225. All right, let's go. $225 back out. Into the rack that goes. Let's get all of our monies back the way they got to be. There's the 6. There's the 8. There's our 2 hops. So we're all our money's back for that shooter. We got everything back plus a little bit extra. I do owe myself a purple chip over here because the way I was doing the losses, I owe myself a purple. So we're not actually down that. We're down a little less than that. All right, here we go. Coming out clean. 7. Ugh, ugly. So ugly. All right, 2 1/4 again. God, don't pass is killing us today, Joe. Killing us. 5. All right, there we go. 5 is the point. We're going to hop the 1-4. We're going to be in the field. We're going to get a $35 come bet. We're going to get the 6 and the 8. And we're going to rock and roll. Let's go. It's an easy 8. Okay, so off and on. So that, or not off and on. That goes up. We lose 30, but this 8 wins 35. I'll pay it in reds. Okay. That'll come back to the rack. We can go back in the field, back on the hop, take the $35 and go back in the come. That ends up being a wash, basically. It ends up being a free come bet is what happens. There's a 7 out. All right, so we lose all of this. We do win $35 in the come. Again, this is the horseman. The horseman part of this thing is right here. Winning those early BS rolls is great. So 2 1/4 to the don't, which gets back the 7 that we lost on the come out, right? So it's nice to get that win, but it really didn't do that much for us other than get us back where we were. All right, let's go. Coming out clean. There is another one of those. Another come out. Boy, the come out 7s are just killing us today, man. Here we go again. 6. All right, we got a 6 as the point. Here we come. $35 coming. We're going to do 15 in the field. We're going to do a $30 8. We'll do a $25 5. We're going to hop the 5-1. All right, that's everything set. I'm going to put my last nickel on the hard ways. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll take a quarter here. We'll put a quarter on the hard 6. And that will pay, what does 25 pay? It pays 90, 90, and 45. So what is that? 180 and 45 is 205 or something like that, or 225. That covers, 25 covers that. So we're good. 9. All right. Comeback goes to the 9. That's fantastic, right? We win the field. We lose the hop. Field replaces the hop. Okay, we're going to come back out with $35. I got to get some change. Here we go. It's a 7 out. Oh, yeah. We can't seem to break free of the quick 7s. Bummer. All right, $35 over there. 225. And what you're noticing probably, hopefully, is that these nice early 7s are paying us here. But with the other money out there, it dilutes this, right? You're getting a little less juice than you probably like to on the don't, which is kind of a bummer. We're still doing okay down there. Just not getting quite the juice you'd like. Now we're coming back out. We've lost this bet on the come out 4 times today. Let's please survive 1 time. All right, we got an 8. We survived it. Thank God. All right, let's come on out. There's the 6. Here is the 5. Doesn't matter which 5 or 9. It doesn't really matter. Let's go in the field. We'll hop the 6-2. And I need 35 in the come. I'm going to get some nickels for that quarter. And here we go. Let's have more than 2 rolls. Come on, baby. More than a couple of rolls. 6. All right. 35 into the 6. These 2 will lose. But there's $35 to pay the place bet on the 6. So what happens? Back into the come we go. Back to the hop. Stay in the field. And we got a 10. Comeback goes to the 10. Lose the hop. Pay in the field. Hop goes back. Field is still hot. And we're coming again. There's another 6. Off and on. Okay, so it's going to pay an even $35. Okay, we lose the field. Lose the hop. Right? So field goes back. Hop goes back, come goes back, $5 to the rack. This is the part I don't like, is getting $5 every time, but it is a free comeback, I suppose. But damn, you know. All right, and we got a 9. Cool. So the comeback goes to the 9. We lose the 8. We pay in the field, replace the hop, and the comeback can come back out. I got to get some change. I'm going to take the black and get some greens, and we're going to come again. We're going to field again, and let's rip it. Grip it and rip it. Another one of those, right? We lose our come, get paid in the field. That sucks big time. And we lose our hop, obviously. Put the hop bet back, and we end up losing a come bet, which blows. I hate losing come bets. There's nothing worse than losing a freaking come bet, man. It's an unnecessary loss, right? Here we go. 3 again. Ugly. So these 2 again cancel. We lose the comeback cleanly. Back to the come we go. Man, that sucks. 4 hard. All right. There goes the 4. Again, these 2 are a wash. We lose this, win here, replace it back. We have all the numbers covered. There's no more coming. We're done. I will put $10 on the hard 8. Mr. Yo 11 is here. There's a 9. All right. So we're going to lose the hop, pay in the field. That's a replacement. The 9 comes down. We'll go right back into the come. I'm going to make my hard 8 look like a quarter to cover the full don't. Now the only thing that beats us is a 5-3. 8, 5-3. There's the 5-3. So the don't pass today is just getting killed. All right. We'll make this a loss and a loss. Comeback goes to the 8. Puck is off. We lose our don't. This is the last round is right here. This is it. Last shooter. I'm going to take 4 for that. One more time. Coming on out. Coming on out. We lose the quarter there too. All right, here we go. 5. Point is 5. We get paid coming out though. No, we don't. That was the place bet. So we're just there. I'm going to move this over to here. Okay. We're going to go ahead and hop the 5, the 4 ones. And I'm going to take a quarter, get our field bet going, and we're all set. Here we go. Looks like it's a hard 8. So we're going to lose, right? That pays 35 bucks. So it comes down, there's the 35 bucks. It just goes right back into the come. This goes back to the field, that goes back to the hop, and we have 1 nickel back. This is literally picking up nickels in front of a steamroller, right? There's the hard 8. And again, these two cancel. We're all set. 1, 2, 3. It's just a field pay, right? And again, it pays the field. We lose the hop. Field puts the hop back. The only thing that gets us here is a 3, 2, 5. That's it. Anything else is a winner for us. There's a hard 8. Again, 35. We lose the 30. Right? We win 35, back into the come, back on the hop, back in the field, $5 to the rack. And there's a 9. Okay, so the come bet goes to the 9. The place bet 9 comes down and gets paid 35. That goes into the come for the next one. Quarter can come to the rack. These two, again, cancel. Get paid here, lose here. It's always a wash, the field. There's a 5, 4, 1, 5 tie. This is a tie. This pays 225. This loses 225. It's even Steven. This just comes back to the rack, and that's it. It's a pure play. Comeback goes into the 5. The puck is going to be off. We do lose the field. All right, now everything's a come bet, and we have a don't pass. We are puckered up for the 7 right here, huh? Puckered up. 6. All right. Puck goes to the 6. That will come down and get paid 35. All right. Let's place the 8. Let's come with 35. Let's get our 15 field. Let's get our 15 hop in the 5-1. And let's do it. 7. All right. So all this goes bye-bye. And let's see where do we land on that one? Probably upside down a little bit. Gets paid at 2 1/4 there. This gets paid 35 up here. All righty. Let's see where we land. After all that messing around, right? After all that, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's a purple chip. Back in the rack, that one goes. There's 100. Okay, so we started out with 500. We have 3, 4, or with 2,500 rather. We're missing a purple and 4 blacks. We lost 900 and change there. Right now, I think I screwed up in the early stages trying to figure out how much we lost. I think we're probably about 225 or so better than this because I was trying to be cute with the rack. We lost about 5. We lost a good hole shooter here at least. One hole shooter for sure went away $500 for sure. It seems like an awful lot of work to pick up the $5 on those come bets, right? The idea is to have the long run go, but the problem is, here's the problem. When you're hopping and you're in the field, right, and you've got a come bet that's over here like on the 5 or something, right? And what happens is the come bet wins $35. I'll pay it in reds. The come bet wins $35, but you lose 30. Right, so you put the hops back, and you're stuck with a $5 profit. So the come bets aren't giving you enough juice, right? The $5 isn't enough for those come bets to be worth it. Although they do help you out on the 7, they're just not generating enough paper. Unless the come bet was on the 9, right, and you catch a 9, in that case you win 35, which can become your next come bet, and the original bet becomes over here. You're bringing money back. In the other case, you're not. That's the problem with it, I think, is those come bets are just not giving us the juice at all, right? And you end up, again, either tying or bleeding is what it feels like we did today. Again, the don't pass had a crusher day, whatever, man. That's going to happen no matter what strategy you play. You'll find the hole at some point. The line today was the big loss for sure. The line got crushed today. All right, let's come back up on here. Let's go here and here. All right, we'll go. Actually, I'm going to go back a screen. I'm going to go back one screen because I do want to talk. Come on. There we go. Let's talk about the numbers of it. All right. And again, there's merit in here, right? There's the merit is this. The way that Dial has come up with all the numbers, right? Where the hot bet's exactly sized to catch the don't. That did save us twice today, by the way, right? The field bet and the hot bet are completely hedged. That's just they just replace each other all day long, right? You reduce the ways of losing to really a couple combinations, right? On the 5, only the 5-3 beats you. On the 8, rather, only the 5-3 beats you. On the 6, only the 4-2 beats you, right? The way we set it up, only one combination of every number can beat you. Only the 2-2-4 beats you. Only the 5-5-10 beats you, which both of them hit today, right? Only the 5-4-9 can beat you, right? When you're all set up. So you reduce the number of ways to lose down to almost nothing, which is what I love about how we thought through that. The problem is on the way to that, you're not bringing enough money back to the rack. And in the end, when the 7 does come, it gets diluted too much, right? The 225 becomes about a $100 win, which is not bad, right? But you're taking half of the strength away because I think we lost almost every time 2 1/4 up there when we brought all the bets down, and you're winning 225. So you end up having the strength of the don't pass. It is what it is. The problem with every don't pass strategy is that damn come out, right? Today our come outs killed us. That's always the problem with the DP is the come out. But when you get past the come out and we take half of the strength of the bet away, that becomes a problem because you can't catch up to it, right? When you lose 225 and you're only winning 100 at a time, you got to win it twice in a row, 2+ times in a row to make up for it. That's where it goes south. And that's what happened to us today. We didn't win enough times as a clean bet to recover the 3 or 4 times we got beat on the come out. That's unfortunate. Bad timing today. But it highlights where the hole is. The hole in this strategy is the come out and not winning enough money after it to get your money back. It might be a case where it's a Ken thing. Let's go back here again. Where we might say, pardon my keyboard, you might say if you lose the 225, let's say you have this. Let's say you're here and you have 225 here, right? And what would have gone out there is whatever, whatever that whole spread comes out to. Let's actually put the spread out. We can see what it is. 6, 8, and you've got 15 here. You got 15 on the hop, right? And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 come bets ready to go. I just want to show you the money that you've got in your rack left here. So you've got all this plus a quarter for the hard ways, right? So let's add this up. I'm going to see what all this adds up to because this is going to be an important thing. Yeah, 100, 175, 255. So it's 255 and 225, right? So what you can do is say, look, if we get planked on the don't pass, which happens on the come out, as you saw, that'll happen to us. You've got 225, right, sitting in your rack. 255 sitting in your rack, right? You can say, you know what we're going to do? On the next shooter or the next roll, we're going to come back out with a new 225, but instead of doing all that, right, take this 255 and put it in there as odds. 225 flat, 250 in odds, and don't play the strategy, right? Just try and recover from here. And whatever comes out as the point, right? If it's 5, look, clearly you couldn't do 225 or 250, right? Take your odds, right? And just play the don't clean. Get your recovery back. Like this will cover what you just lost. This covers the current bet, and then retry it again. That may be a way to recover. Just say, screw it. We got beat. Instead of keep feeding, right, and trying to bleed it clean, get a big clean win out of it. And that might be the way to do it. That's kind of what Ken does with the Horseman, and I like that play. It's also what Ken did with the, let's see, I'm going to get back to here. It's also what Ken was doing with the retirement plan, right? When you get beat big, go back big. Don't try and bleed it out, right? If you lose 225 and you're winning $5 a spin, you're never going to cover it back. And the problem with a lot of strategies is And that's why when you play them over time on computer simulations, you lose. Because what happens is the big loss takes 5, 10, 15, 25 small wins to ever catch it back up again. It's so hard to catch up that way. You got to take the bigger swings. And I think that's where the don't pass with massive odds or a lay 10 or something big is how you get through it, right? It's hard to come back on the smaller wins. So I think maybe a different recovery plan might be in order here. The strategy itself, you can see, even as bad as I didn't lose the whole bankroll, right? We still hung on and hung on and hung on. And so from a comp building standpoint, it's got a lot of juice out there. So there's all that. All right. That's it for that. I'm going to check really quick questions and make sure there's no lingering questions here. And then I'll cut it off. Just do a Q. Wow. Okay. Q. How long? Let's see. Skill Up was saying, the Nexus thing. I don't know when they're taking that out. I want to say, he's got a number of subscribers. Like when we hit 1,000 people is when he's going to cut that off. I think we're like 800 and something. So that's what it's going to be. Dustin says, win the first 225. Do you walk? Me, probably, right? I'm trying to get out of there. If I'm on a cruise ship though, and I'm trying to earn the comps, no, you're going to keep on going. If you're there to like use this strategy as a way to get a ton of dough out there to build comps, then that's what you do. I think that's the way that you approach it. Remember we talked about every strategy having a purpose. Some strategies are grinders to just, take a little bit of wins, right? All the low house edge plays are grinders, right? You're going to lose a quarter plus all your odds. Most of the time you're going to win it once. You're going to get all back plus $5. That's what happens, right? On all these strategies, whether it's a low house edge play or whether it's a high house edge play, you play the same way over time, you're going to lose like this. If you want to go after a big win, this is not the way to do that. This is a way to grind through, earn a lot of comps, right? Other ways that are fully right side or fully dark side are ways you lean in. So, so Dan says at some point, stop playing the come bets, establish a place bet potentially. You could take a come bet that wins, come down and make it a place bet. There's lots of options in there. At the end of the day, it costs you the cap, right? $35 come bet versus a $35 place bet costs you the cap because come bet pays flat. That extra $10 on the place bet gives you the extra little juice that makes the place bet better than a come bet after roll one. So, all right, let's move on here. So tomorrow, I'm going to do a little talk about house edge, very quick look at why, what, and how tomorrow. I don't want to get into the how the calculations work because it's boring to look at the math, like the actual calculus that they use to make the house edge. But we'll talk about tomorrow what house edge looks like for you. Like, what is the house edge on a couple of bets? And if they all resolve the way you'd expect, how far down would you be? And if you look at like a place bet or like a place 5, for example, which is a 4.5% edge versus the pass line, which is a 1% edge, doesn't seem like much. When you look at like 100 resolutions, it's an enormous amount of money that you're giving up, right? That the low house edge play keeps more money in your rack. The high house edge play can put more money into your rack. There's a risk reward that you've got to play that out, right? And so we'll talk about those tomorrow. That's tomorrow's show. It'll be a quick look at that. And then, so I'll leave you with this today. Why is happiness, this is my quote for the week, by the way. Why is happiness so elusive? It's because you look for it in the future instead of the present. So I'll leave you with this little bit of love here. Good friend of mine lost somebody very close to them over the weekend, which is always hard, right? My wife lost her mother a few years back. I lost my dad a couple years back. It's always soul crushing, right? To lose somebody. And like and we have my mom here. My mom was living with us for 3-4 months now. She's now back in her permanent home in New Jersey with my brother. You got to hold on to those moments. Like as annoying as mom can be sometimes, love mom to death, right? And as annoying as we are to her, she loves us to death, right? And all the whatever. You don't have a lot of time with people, and you gotta like give them all the love, all the attention, all of everything you can while you have them, right? Don't push off happiness till later. You'll be okay later. It's gonna be fine coming up. Be happy right now with what you have, because what you have is not forever. So that's my my quote for the week. It's a somber one, but it's good advice, I think, right? We always say, like, to my daughter, my son, advice I give them all the time is I tell them, live where your feet are. Like, live where your feet are. Don't lament the past. Don't over project into the future. You right here. You're right here. You're building a life. You've got work. You've got whatever's going on. Live in the moment. Enjoy your people. Enjoy your life. Set yourself up for the future, but don't cast away the present and wish it away for something that hasn't happened yet. That's why I think happiness is, a lot of people are very unhappy, and this is a reason why, because we don't live where we are. Live where your feet are, folks. All right. I love y'all. God bless everybody. God bless to my friends who are suffering, and that's it. Peace out, everybody. I'll leave you with a moment of silence here, and then we'll see you in the morning. God bless everybody.